Okay, IndigoAg, this is the prototype built of the TrackerSled. It is scaled down but built with full-size components. The sled you're seeing would be twice as wide, at least when it's deployed, and at least 20 times as long. I'm going to go downstairs now and we'll do a quick walk around. Okay, so even though I was unsuccessful in the Teraton Challenge, I've been successful with the DOE's Solar Prize and therefore have the capital to actually build this. I'll just go really quickly through this. Nextracker is a partner. Due to the COVID crisis, I cannot get bearings for this or a real torque tube, so I've just modeled this myself. But you can see clearly the idea is that the single axis tracker will move through its rotation 60 degrees off the horizontal both day and evening. High winds, it'll stow, just everything that Nextracker has innovated on this regard. So Gabe Brown is a partner in this, advising me. We're actually going to raise this up another foot. Gabe would like a full 4-foot clearance for cover crops that grow amongst this. So right now I just built the components, both the posts and the torque tube, out of T-slot aluminum framing. All of the components are aluminum for the structure. We've done a pull test so that a full 250-foot long tracker sled could be pulled by your average row crop tractor. We're getting a static coefficient in a sort of a really wet clay soil with some cover of about 0.8, which is just fine. So the structure of the sled is box trusses borrowed from the entertainment industry. You'll see these right around concerts and so on. The final design will actually have to resist some lateral force more than the ones demonstrated here, but just give you an idea. So I built all this myself, so there's no heavy components here as well. I've actually built this also with bifacial panels to illustrate the full potential of this on farms to take reflected light off of the snow. I have these tanks from Moeller in Tennessee. These are belly tanks for the marine industry, whole fuel. I've paired them up here for demonstration. The final tanks will be at least 6 inches higher. We've had this engineered with a structural engineer, so we need that extra dead load and ballast to resist the uplift forces. So we've had this checked out for uplift, overturning. Actually, on the bottom of this belly tank, we may end up doing what is I'm calling a keel, so to speak, so that it prevents the entire tandem sled from sliding in strong winds. So the other thing that I made a point in my Teraton Challenge application to mention is the idea of the TrackerSled not only serving a solar developer, which I do have Chicago's most prominent solar developer on the team too, to verify that from an investment perspective. But also, you know, I've got the farmer, as you're well aware. But the other thing is figuring out the measurement, reporting, and verification piece. So the one thing that these lateral trusses do well, of course, is because they are meant to be clamped against for lighting and so on, is to use those same sort of robust clamps to host third-party verification technology. So what I have here is power, and I have a large footprint in an agricultural setting where I can track and measure soil organic content. So either optically, right, it's most likely optically, whether it be sort of remote in this case, just sort of hanging from an outrigger, or literally, say, you go down in with a bundled fiber and at different depths and track the soil organic content throughout an entire growing season, perhaps a year. So ultimately, the TrackerSled fields could become short-term or long-term benchmarking sites for the MRV piece of the carbon market, so that you can perhaps corroborate what the TrackerSled is seeing with in situ samples, traditional samples, and then also corroborate what a drone is seeing or what a satellite is seeing with the TrackerSled information. So that's the idea, is that this plays a role also in the MRV piece to really create trust in the carbon market. So I just wanted to bring you up to speed here. Be very interested if you are in identifying farmers in the Midwest who would be interested in deploying something like this to actually increase their income. We're looking at $700 an acre right now for inner ring, so to speak, farms in metro areas in the Midwest. Thanks.